Poppi just sold for almost $2 billion. A soda with 2 grams of fiber. Less than a slice of whole wheat bread. The brand was rejected on Shark Tank, sued for false advertisement, and dragged on the internet for their Super Bowl campaign. So how does a brand like this sell for nearly $2 billion? Grab some snacks, because that's what we're breaking down today.
My name is Jing, an ex-equity research analyst turned fitness coach. I used to analyze stocks, now I analyze snacks. Welcome to my series, Snack Attack, where we break down the hot consumer brands you can't stop buying.
Just a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored. I would love to be though. I invested $6 for this video, so please like and subscribe. Thank you. Okay, so the original story started in a kitchen in Texas. Allison Ellsworth had a personal health issue and basically started experimenting with apple cider vinegar drinks at home. Like genuinely, just started mixing stuff in the kitchen. And then she and her husband Steven started selling it at the farmer's market under the name, I need you to hear this, Mother Beverage. 35 calories, 5 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of fiber per can. So they went on Shark Tank in 2018, they pitched the brand, and they were rejected by all the sharks except for Rohan. So they ended up walking away with $400,000 with Rohan for a 25% stake. And they didn't even think about it and just said yes. And the other sharks were saying this is a ridiculously good deal. And here is where it gets interesting. Take a look at their old packaging, this glass bottle. It had a niche health store energy. It looks more like it's from the kombucha aisle than the cool fridge. And it's easy for the mainstream shoppers to skip. Rohan looked at the product and basically went, the packaging's wrong, the branding's wrong, but the product was what he's been looking for years. Because yeah, to be honest, the name sucked. No offense, but I don't think anyone would associate Mother Beverage with a cool person. This reality check changed everything. Under the support of Rohan, they finally rebranded. Mother Beverage became Poppi. So why was the rebrand the key to their success? So all they did was change their name, change their packaging, and they were sold for almost $2 billion. Why is that? Let me break this down for you. The health food market is a niche, while the global soda market is worth hundreds of billions. If you want to build a billion-dollar business, you don't compete with kombucha, you compete with Pepsi. So Poppi stopped trying to be a health product and started trying to be a soda, just a better and a cooler one. Neon can, bold flavors, the kind of packaging you actually want to be seen holding. And that last part, be seen with it, it's completely intentional. Because Poppi figured out something that most health brands completely missed. People don't just buy what a product does, they buy what it says about them. Because let's be real, you didn't buy this bag because how spacious it is. You bought this because you want people to know you've been to Trader Joe's, you've been to the States. When you're holding a Poppi or when you're pulling it out at the gym, it's a signal. It says, I'm health conscious. I make good and responsible decisions. I'm better than you. I'm not drinking a regular Coke like it's 2005. And honestly, that identity piece was why Pepsi paid $2 billion for it. So Poppi officially relaunched in 2020, first week of COVID lockdown. So stores were chaotic, the supply chain was a mess, nobody knew what was going on. But here's the thing, everybody was at home, doom scrolling, and Allison had this idea. Let's go crazy on TikTok. And Rohan was like, stop wasting time, it's not gonna work. But Allison has such high conviction that she went ahead anyway. The neon cans were basically made for social media. Very soon, the brand racked up billions of views. Celebrity investors like Alex Earl, Post Malone, and Olivia Munn jumped in, and it snowballed into this thing where drinking Poppi is not a health choice anymore. It's a personality. And this is now the playbook most consumer brands copy. You don't need a massive advertisement budget or a 12-month media plan. Poppi did not run a single traditional TV ad for the first 4 years. You just need a product that looks good on camera and creators who genuinely use it. Because the most powerful marketing doesn't feel like marketing, it feels like culture. And Poppi nailed this. By 2023, their annual sales crossed 100 million. By 2024, 500 million. And they sell it across Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, Costco, Kroger, Walgreens, and now even in Canada. Okay, now is the part that nobody really talks about, but we have to. In 2024, a class action lawsuit was filed against Poppi, claiming their whole gut health positioning was misleading. The argument was simple. Each can only has 2 grams of inulin, a prebiotic fiber, but most research suggests you need around 5 to 7 grams per day to see meaningful benefits. And some critics argue that the 5 grams of sugar may offset some of the perceived benefits. Some people went as far as calling it flavored water with a wellness label. So in 2025, Poppi settled it with $8.9 million, without admitting any wrongdoing. That sounds big, but it's actually less than 2% of their 500 million revenue. So it stinks, but doesn't break the business. The science was never really the product. The feeling was the product. People aren't doing fiber math at the checkout. They're buying an identity. Also, right before the acquisition, Poppi ran a Super Bowl campaign. They sent branded vending machines full of free sodas to influencers hosting watch parties. And the internet hated it. People said it was tone deaf. You're giving free sodas to already rich influencers while customers had to pay $3 a can in the store. So this sparked online backlash and debate. But weeks later, the acquisition dropped, and the whole conversation flipped, which honestly said a lot about modern branding. Any attention is good attention. If negative attention keeps you in the conversation, it's good attention. And the brands that lose aren't the ones getting criticized. They're the ones nobody talks about. So I noticed Cove is sitting right next to Poppi. It has 0 grams of sugar, real probiotics, and it retails at a cheaper price. So why did Pepsi buy Poppi instead of Cove? Because big companies like Pepsi don't buy the healthiest products. They buy the ones that scale. And Pepsi isn't trying to sell you gut health. They're trying to replace Coke. So back to our point, Poppi is basically a healthier Coke, and Cove is just a health drink. So they didn't buy the best product. They buy the ones that you will actually keep drinking. Poppi tastes like a real soda, and it already went viral on TikTok. And Poppi wins because it's healthy enough, but still addicting. So why did Pepsi pay almost $2 billion for Poppi, which one Barclay analyst described as more akin to beauty valuation? So a quick context on that. Beverage companies usually sell for 2 to 4 times their revenue because margins are thin, but beauty brands sell for 6 to 10 times of their revenue because people will pay $50 for a moisturizer that costs $3 to make. And that goes to say how strong Poppi's branding is. And here's the strategic logic. The global functional beverage market is worth $164 billion today, and it's projected to nearly double to $315 billion by 2033. Meanwhile, traditional soda has been in decline for almost 2 decades. Pepsi saw this coming and tried to handle it internally. In 2021, they launched something called So Boost. Have you heard of it? I've never heard of it. It's a functioning sparkling water with ginseng and L-theanine. Literally, nobody bought it. And that failure is actually very telling. You cannot manufacture cultural credibility in a corporate building. Brand trust and wellness takes years of community building that no budget can shortcut. So Pepsi bought it instead. And here's what they actually acquired. 1. Brand they couldn't build themselves. 2. Distribution. Poppi had great brand equity but very limited reach, and Pepsi literally plucks them into every retailer and distributor globally overnight. And 3. This is the big one. A generation. According to brand tracking data, 55% of people who consider Poppi describe it as innovative, compared to 25% of Pepsi itself. Gen Zs and millennial drinkers who never picked up a blue Pepsi can are now loyal Poppi drinkers. This isn't just a product acquisition, it's a demographic acquisition. And Pepsi is literally buying their way into a generation that has already decided their core product isn't for them anymore. And Pepsi knows the brand equity is exactly what they paid for. So if you kill the identity, you kill the investment. So Ellison is staying as a creative advisor. But long term, big corporations optimize for margins. Ingredients get quietly swapped, sourcing gets consolidated. It happened to vitamin water after Coke bought it. It happened to Burt's Bees. And I'm curious to see if Poppi's formula stays the same. Oh, one last thing.
Simply Pop is the beverage giant's latest brand, a prebiotic soda designed to compete with industry leaders Olipop and Poppi.
Coca-Cola launched their own prebiotic soda literally just weeks before the Poppi deal. Both soda giants entering the same category at the same time isn't just a coincidence, it's a confession. The category they built their empires on is in permanent decline, and they both know it. But here's what I actually want you to take from this. Poppi didn't win because the science was top-notch. What they had is a crystal clear identity that make people feel something. And in 2025, that's worth more than any other business assets you can name. Gut health was the hook, the community was the product, the neon can was the signal, and some of the most powerful brands being built right now, whether it's a soda, a supplement, even a YouTube channel, are winning by the same playbook. And whether Pepsi can keep that alive under a $200 billion corporate parent, that's a story worth watching. I am literally trying Poppi for the first time today for this video. Let's do a taste test. And this is strawberry lemon. No way. This is actually very addicting. I hope I'm not going back into the store to buy another can tomorrow, because I low-key like this a little too much.
Now let's try Cove. It says prebiotic soda, 10 calories per can, but there's also 10 grams of erythritol. I also spent 10 minutes learning how to pronounce that. I don't know, these healthy drinks all contain a bunch of things I can't pronounce. Now let's see if it at least tastes good. It's actually not bad. Taste-wise, I would say it's on the same level as Poppi. Really surprising, I thought it was gonna taste bad. It's actually not bad. But I do think the reason why it tastes good is because of the sweetness, which is from erythritol. And that is not the best thing for your gut health.